Hello friends, and welcome to this very special episode of KidLiterati at night. Here I am in my PJs to bring you some of my favorite picture books, new and old, that happen to take place at nighttime. So I hope you're in the mood to snuggle down and let these stories cast their very special spell. But first, don't forget to enter my giveaway. This summer, I'm giving away any two of my books winner's choice, and it's very easy to participate. You can just jump over to my kickoff video, and I will put that link in the description box. And if you need a professional critique of your picture book manuscript, you can go to my website listed here on the screen. All my customer testimonials are available at pbtweak on Instagram. I'll start with Sunday Morning, a book that I adored as a kid and still do, by the incomparable Judith Viorst, who wrote Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, but this happens to be my favorite book of hers. It was illustrated by Hilary Knight, famous illustrator of Kay Thompson's Eloise at the Plaza books. I just can't get enough of his silhouette art here. This cover is from the 1968 edition, and here is a more modern version. Still in print today. Incredible. Last night, my mother and father came home late. I know because I woke up and told them I wanted a kiss and I wanted a drink of water, and mother said, "Shh, it's late," and gave me water and a kiss. Nick was in his flag pajamas, sleeping. She kissed him too. Mother said, "Good night," and father said, "Tomorrow is Sunday. And don't make noise, and don't come in our room. We do not want to hear tie my shoes, or give me breakfast, or may I watch television. We do not want to hear anything until 9:45 a.m., and we'll tell you when that is." "Okay," I said. "See you at 9:45 a.m., whenever that is." Now, after a particularly restless night, our main character just can't take it anymore, and he decides to get out of bed at approximately 5 a.m. Now, fast forward a couple of pages, and as his little brother Nick isn't awake yet, he gets bored. I walk around our bedroom saying, "God, I'm hungry, God, I'm hungry," because there are no grown-ups around to tell me, "Don't say God." I knock 3 puzzles off the shelf. 3 puzzles are not loud enough to wake parents, but maybe they are loud enough to wake Nick. No. I make a noise like a soft fire siren. I make a noise like a soft machine gun. I make a noise like a soft car crashing into a railroad train. That Nick is still asleep. I blow the whistle that came with my sneakers. I blow softly in Nick's ear. I make a gun with 2 fingers and stick him in the side. "Wake up now, Nick," I say, "or else I'll shoot." I think Nick is waking up. Now that both boys are awake, all hell breaks loose. Needless to say, the question is not if they're going to be in trouble with their parents, but when and how badly. Oh, how I reveled in that suspense as a kid. Here's another one, more recent but still on the older side, The Dancing Tiger by Malachi Doyle and illustrated by Steve Johnson and Lou Fancher. There's a quiet, gentle tiger in the woods below the hill, and he dances on his tiptoes when the world is dreaming still. So you only ever hear him in the silence of the night, and you only ever see him when the full moon's shining bright. One summer night I saw him first, twirling, whirling round, and then I heard him gasp in fright. He knew that he'd been found. As he turned to me and whispered, "Please, don't mention that I'm here," the laughter in his lightning eyes swept away my fear. The Dancing Tiger is a bit of an anti-Little Red Riding Hood, since a character that might normally be construed as scary or villainous actually proves to be gentle and good. Back to the silhouette style of illustrations I love, with a French picture book called Ronde Nuit, Night Round, as in making the rounds of a night watch, by Hureau. This book lets a child glimpse what's going on at night once they've already gone to bed. A different kind of clock tells time on each page. The day wanes. We've dined. We're getting sleepy. We draw the drapes. We close the shutters. We turn out the lights, and the moon appears. 3 little lights move through the stars. An airplane passes high overhead. What far-off country is it winging its way to? Oh, a shooting star. Shall we make a wish? Now at the very heart of the nighttime, heels click-clack along the sidewalk. Shadows meow between chimney tops. The security guard watches over the museum's treasures, while a man searches for inspiration, and a reader can't put down her novel. From the city streets to the park, we see the nightlife of both the urban world and the natural world, right on up to dawn breaking and a new day beginning. I've talked about the talented Korean author, illustrator, and animator Heena Baek before. Here's her fanciful nighttime read, Moon Pops. This copy of mine happens to be the Polish version. The English translation is by Jami Gigot. It was a very, very hot night in the middle of summer. It was much too hot. Too hot to sleep, too hot to do anything. Everybody turned on their air conditioners. Whir, whir. They turned on their fans. Rattle, rattle. They opened their fridge doors. Hum, hum. They closed their windows to the heat, hoping to finally get some sleep. What was that sound? The moon was melting. Granny ran out from apartment 503 with a bucket to catch the falling moondrops. What do I do with this? She wondered. An idea popped into her head. A moon pop idea. Granny mixed a recipe for a frozen treat. She poured in the melted moon, saving a few final drops. Now, when there's a power outage because of all the air conditioning being used, the apartment tenants see one bright light still glowing from apartment 503. So they all go over to see what's going on at Granny's apartment. She steps out to greet her neighbors and generously distribute the moon pops. They're icy and sweet, and thanks to Granny's treat, everyone is finally able to get to sleep. Last but not least, a favorite of mine from Jami Gigot, Seb and the Sun. Seb and his walrus sidekick live in the far north where the sun doesn't shine in winter and everybody goes about their days in darkness. Seb misses the sunlight so much that he decides to embark on a quest to reclaim the light. After a very long voyage, he finds light at last and bottles it up, bringing it back to his town to share with all his neighbors. For a change, I'll put on a piece of music called Borealis and let you enjoy a sampling of the story without narration. Voilà! I hope you enjoyed glimpsing all these books that show what magical things can transpire at night. Thank you, Judith and Hilary, Malachi, Steve and Lou, Simon, Heena, and Jami for these beautiful books. Thank you for watching this episode of KidLiterati. I'll be back soon, but in the meantime, have a good night, or as we say in French, bonne nuit!